Hey everyone. So, here for another episode. And today, what I want to talk about is pricing and sign-in clients. And the reason I'm talking about this today is because I specifically help health and well-being practitioners who have decided they are going to have an online coaching business and they're going to scale their online coaching business. And in their online coaching business, they are going to sign up clients who are going to invest in their services at a four-figure level, right? And so this means that their clients are investing in a transformational experience, right? They're investing in like a package, a course, a program, right? A process. They're not coming and investing in you per session or per hour, but they are investing in an experience, right? And for some people, that experience may look like they're investing in 8 weeks worth of support, right? To journey towards an outcome. Sometimes it might be 12 weeks worth of support, journeying towards an outcome. It might be 6 months. It might be a year, right? In our Soul Success Business Academy, we actually journey with health and wellbeing practitioners for 12 whole months as they build and scale their online coaching business. And so it's an investment into the transformation. It's an investment into the process. It's not an investment per session or per hour, which is what many health and well-being practitioners are doing because that's the traditional way. And so they might move from traditional private practice into having their coaching business, but they have a different hat, but they're doing the same thing. And so they have their coaching business and they're still charging per session, or they're still charging per hour, or maybe they've just clumped together a few sessions and they think they're charging per transformation, but they're not. They're just kind of saying, well, why don't you just pay for 6 sessions up front? Right? That's not what I'm talking about either. I'm talking about people coming to you and them journeying with you in the direction of helping them with what they need help with, right? And so if you are working and helping your clients with overwhelm or stress and anxiety, that's a journey that you recognize that it's not going to be solved with one session, right? But that you recognize that actually for them to really encounter a transformational experience, it really requires a journey. And that journey might be multifaceted in terms of it might include some one-to-one, but it's probably going to include some group elements as well. And that it's probably going to include some education. It might include some psychoeducation or some like educational components. There might be some teaching that you might include there. And there's going to be a multitude of different things that you might include in that transformational experience in order to help your clients get to the outcome. But that means also that your clients that are investing in you are investing in the outcome. And so what I want to talk about today is I'm not talking about like how to create a transformational experience or what even goes into a transformational experience, even though I've started to mention some of those things, right? But what I really want to touch on today is one of the questions that often comes up is, I've only ever charged per session, or I've only ever charged per hour, and I cannot seem to get my head around somebody coming and investing in me for a transformational experience, right? Into that process. And so how do I go about signing up clients where I'm going to ask them to invest in this transformational experience, which is a four-figure investment, or it might even be a 5-figure investment, right? And that they're going to invest in that transformation. Okay. So it's very different from them investing per session or per hour, which typically many practitioners have is a 2-figure investment. Maybe if they've decided to, stretch themselves to a 3-figure investment per session, right? It's a very different process. And so there's a mindset challenge that comes up. Sometimes it might be the mindset challenge of like, I've never done that. I've never charged anybody to come into a service, anything that's 1,000 and above. I've never actively taken that all at once, right? For my services. And so me just flipping it around and recognizing that that is a possibility and that people are actually open and out there doing this is just a mindset shift. And then some people are saying, Tilean, I've got a traditional private practice and I'm struggling to get people in just per session, right? And it's a two-figure investment. How do I shift and change and expect that somebody is going to come along, find my services, and be okay to invest 1,000 plus into my services per transformation? And here's a number of things I want to touch on here, right? Is that when you are looking at your services per transformation, it really takes you and takes you from here to here, right? In terms of your branding, in terms of how you are positioning yourself and your business, right? You are no longer saying that actually it's acceptable for you to come into the service and pay per session for the services, because you are saying that I'm a brand that believes in transformation and that transformation happens over time, and therefore, you are going to invest, if you come into this service, in per transformation. That already separates you in terms of how you look at yourself and how you are expecting your clients to look at your business as well, and how you value your customers, right? Your clientele. And so from you saying, actually, like, just come in where you're at, wherever you can slide in, fit in, right? And then we'll just take it day by day, right? Or week by week in that sense, and see. And then maybe you have the no shows, or maybe you have they're not fully invested in the transformation, or whatever challenges that might come up at that level, to actually you speaking up here and being like, this business works with clients who are challenged here, who want to journey towards this outcome. And because we recognize that a journey is required, the way in which our business is structured is that we recommend that our clients come into the transformation. And so we don't have the ability for you to invest in a per session, right? Or a per hour. You are investing in a transformation. And so when you're ready to invest in the transformation, we are here and we're ready to support you in that transformation. And until then, right, we love you from afar. Okay. Right. Like, literally, and so it literally just repositions your business. It also repositions your business because now the pricing changes, right? When you're thinking per hour or per session, the pricing is different because it's per hour or per session, right? And so that now is like, okay, like, just think about what it's on par with, right? Of what they would invest in that session, what else they could invest in, right? How they're like looking at that investment, right? It's like, I just go and then I go and then I can, I come back and whatever, right? When you're taking somebody to invest in a transformation, right, it really requires some thought about, like, am I really serious about creating change in this area of my life, right? Because to invest per transformation takes a level of, like, I'm going to go in at this, all right? I'm really committing myself to a journey, right? I'm really committing myself to a journey, right? And so there's a different level of thought that goes into that. When somebody's making a decision to invest in a transformation, they're going to show up differently. They are unlikely to cancel their sessions or not show up, right? Even if they've got resistance, they're going to show up and be like, oh, I was feeling a bit of resistance, but I'm here, right? Because I invested in the transformation. Okay. So it just really changes the positioning of your business, the positioning of your brand, right? And so why am I talking about this when I'm talking about why it's not necessarily hard to ensure that people are investing in a transformation? It's about you getting behind the fact that you're now operating per transformation and not per session, right? Once you do that and you see and recognize the value of that, and you can stand behind your pricing of that, right? There's a lot more alignment that happens. Okay. And your clients will feel that. The people that come to you that want help will feel that. They will recognize that, right? And they will want to come into that. Now, often as well, when there's a per session or per hour, there's already a misalignment. Many of you are doing per session or per hour and already recognizing you're undervaluing your services. You're already recognizing you're drained and depleted, right? And so there's already like a misalignment in what's happening there as well. Okay. And so when you are just working in ways that are aligned and are truthful and are like taking into consideration the value that you're putting out there into the world, there's a whole different energy that goes behind it, right? And you will literally have people invested into your per transformation processes and happily investing in them and being like, thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up in my life, because actually I have had so much changes by going into something that is per transformation, as opposed to doing what they might have previously experienced, is going into something and paying per session. Right. And so it just makes such a difference to your business if you can shift out of that per session, per hour way of thinking, right? Or the low cost. Maybe you've also gone into the coaching world, but you are thinking, oh, maybe I should have a low cost membership site, right? Maybe I should have a low cost this, a low cost that, right? Like, it's really, you got to really think about what it's talking and saying about the brand and what the brand experience is on the other side, right? And I have gone out and I've tested this and all sorts, and done all of this stuff to really see what happens when you do this. And I can absolutely hands down say that the best results and the best transformations and just the best, like experience on both sides is when people come into an experience and they are invested in the transformation and they are fully invested in that transformation. And part of that comes through the pricing, part of that comes through the positioning, part of that comes through the language you're using, part of that comes through how you're feeling and your alignment with what you're doing as well. So, it's definitely something we go into and we support our clients with in the Soul Success Business Academy, which is what I run. But it's something I wanted to share with you today, because you may be thinking like, oh, I've been struggling in getting people to invest per hour per session. What do you actually feel about, like, what do you really feel about charging per hour per session, the rate that you are? Right? Do you recognize that actually what you're offering is worth and valuable so much more? Right? If you think about the value of the outcome to help somebody change their relationship with their body, change their relationship with their mind, change their relationship in their relationships, right? Like how much impact that has, right? How valuable that is, not just financially valuable, but emotionally valuable, right? Spiritually valuable, physically valuable, the difference it has on their life in going and changing their life for the transformation that you help people with. And then you insert as well all that you've invested to become the practitioner that you have become. Think about how much you have actually invested to become the practitioner that you have become, but also like your credentials, right? Of all of that you are also bringing to the table, right? Not just like your academic qualifications, maybe books and publications that you have, awards, whatever it is that you have, right? But also your life experience, all of that stuff, what you've read, journals you've read, the hours upon hours upon hours and years and years and years upon learning that you've done in your respective fields. So don't undervalue that, guys, right? Really value what you are putting out there, and bring it to the table, like boldly and proudly, right? And stand for it, okay? Because there are people out there that are really looking to invest in helping their lives at this level and not at this level. Okay. And so you don't have to just be talking to people down here. You can absolutely talk to people up here. And even if they're at this level, when they meet you, right? Your brand wants to help elevate them to see that they are absolutely worthy of receiving help and support at this level if they choose for it. Okay. So that's another episode from me. I'm going to stop right there, but I will see you next week on the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. Bye.